mangy mutts to the dogs of war.
Welcome back to the Dogs of War. So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to paint, I've got the Incursors from Prophecy of the Wolf box, and I put some primer on them earlier today through the airbrush, and we're going to take and we're going to put some base coats on with the airbrush. So what I'm going to do is, I believe, so we're probably going to do 2 layers. Just a base with wolf gray, and I'll probably lighten that up and put some highlights there. So things are going to look a little bright for this video, and then we'll try to make it through the whole unit there, and we'll come back in some of the following videos and start cutting in some of the details. So I'm going to use one of my cheaper airbrush, not the Eclipse. This is a I don't know, it's called a K-Moon, but it's got to be one of the cheapest airbrushes, I believe. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it was $10 there. So give you a look at what we're looking at. And I do have something that's cool on these, and I put on both of my airbrushes. There's a little valve here that I can adjust the pressure. Also, if I want to switch, there is a disconnect here that I can quick disconnect and snap it back on there, and I'm ready to go. So let me reach down and cut the compressor on, and let's see what we can do. So I got a little bit of airbrush, or a little flow improver in the airbrush now, and I've mixed up, well, a little bit of flow improver, some matte medium there, and a little dropper there that I like to put in just to thin things down some. And everybody says you try to get to the, I don't know, a milk consistency. It's been trial and error for me. So I put some in until I see that it looks somewhat right. I'll show you what it looks like for me. Let's see if I can get some on camera here, and then we'll see. If it's not coming out, if it's too thick, then I'll end up add a little more thinned medium to it. So I'm not, all right, get this on here. Backflow there, and you can see my glove. I've used it, the back of the glove there, just to see where we're at. All right, we're looking good. Here, I've got a napkin. See here. There we go. And there again, this is cheap airbrush, and we're going to go over a good bit of the model here, and kind of not really a zenithal, not really a top-down, I guess all the way, but I'm going to try to leave some of those shadows in. I'm just trying to hit some of the high points there. There again, I'm not real sure what what angle I'm working at there. Let's see if you can see. And I'm not so much worried about getting it on the pieces that aren't going to be blue there, because I'm going to go over and cut my black in. So we'll call that one, believe that one's ready there. See if I can get it in focus. A little trouble focusing. Let's see if I can get it here for you. There we go. So as you can see, there's not there's not a whole lot of blue shining through, but it did tint. I've got that tint and going, and whenever I put the highlight on there later, some of that'll pop out. We're going to end up with a really bright model, and then we'll wash it down, and it'll tone it down whenever we put our wash on it. So let's see if I can roll through some of these. Alright, so use my glove here, make sure I've got some paint coming out. I don't have a tank for my compressor, if you can hear. Got some on there. Next. And again, this is Wolf body painter. Wolf Gray. Wolf Gray. This color is generally, I found, is it's really, well, depending on what you put underneath it, but it's a lighter color. So I put the lid on it here. Then the Citadel, which I've got here also, not quite the same. Dries a bit different. The Citadel is darker there. It's a little darker to me, but I'll use both. It depends on what I have close by. More blue. Squad of 10. So So batch painting, the airbrush, getting started with an airbrush. My first airbrush was one of the ones for to paint fingernails with, which made me appreciate compressor, a bigger compressor, and be able to blast a whole lot of paint out real quick. But it did let me kind of dip my toe in without knowing if I was able to do it or not. Knowing if it was, a skill that I was going to be able to pick up, because, most of us, well, you really don't know. But at some point, just dive in. Dive in and see, see what you're capable of. I was telling someone earlier today that the path, as we learn, is failing is important. It's learning from those failures and finding out how many ways I can not paint a Space Wolf was important starting out. I remember showing up at my local hobby shop with my first Space Wolf that I painted. And I had one. Which is funny now. But I had one, and I painted it a nice dark gray color with a very red, bronze, copper, little details there. And of course the response is that that looks cool, that's different, that's a maybe a pre-heresy look, or very, very original, we'll say. So I went back and I looked, and it's like, well, okay, well, how can I make it better? What can I do different? And how can I get more? And probably before Prophecy of the Wolf box set and before multiple Indominus box sets, there's well over, probably close to 7,000 points of Space Wolves. And almost, I'd say most of them painted, to one degree or another. Why that one took longer. Starting to get a little low. Let's see if I can jump through some of these here. I might, for the first time ever, put maybe just enough paint in the airbrush here. I guess for too soon. I think I have a little bit extra, but that'll help give me something to start with for the next part. What do you think? Space Wolf colors? Looking how I've already painted Ragnar. And he's kind of bright colored, which he's got new armor. It's got a new, all kinds of stuff. We just did 10 Incursors. I keep looking down at myself rather than up at the camera. I need to put a little something up there, a little sticker that tells me what to look at, so I can actually look at y'all instead of myself. Yeah, we've got a bit into that. Let's get a little bit of water. Not all of the paint out. There's a little bit of the wolf gray left in there, and I believe what I'm gonna do, got something a little brighter here. Got a game color wolf gray, and it's a little different wolf gray here. So we're quite a bit brighter. But this is going to be for my top highlight there. Thin down. I don't want shine. We're not going to use a whole lot of this. Maybe I won't put so much in there. And it's going to be bright. But there again, I'll end up putting a wash that I normally make, and actually recorded a video of, or I attempted to record a video a couple of days ago, and for the first time I neglected to hit the correct record button. So you guys actually missed and the whole painting of this guy, of this battle leader. Let's get it out there. Maybe I'll focus there. So I painted him, thought that I had everything recording, and went to look for the video to start transferring up to YouTube. And the video is not there at all. There. So if you look at some of the, I think you can see it best on this shoulder here. Focus there. See that line on the shoulder? So that line there is from the wash I used that I mixed. So I mixed Drakenhof Nightshade Dark from Citadel, some Dark Shade from Army Painter, and actually a little bit of floor polish. And it seems to work real well. Alright, let's see what we can do with these guys here. Alright, so my glove, I'm putting up, there's a lot of air coming through there. So up here on this airbrush, can actually adjust it right on the airbrush there. You can see right here on the bottom, you can adjust it there also. So I adjusted just so that I have a little bit coming out, and then I'm going to hit just the topmost areas, and not a whole lot. Just what would probably, what I believe that would catch light. There we go. We got a little bright happening there. Maybe I'll get a little bit on this. That was packed. Alright. So how do you know where to put this little highlight? Well, you can't read the book because it's not going to tell you. I don't know, maybe there is a book that'll tell you, but I never found it. So what I did was I watched a lot of other videos, no different than you watching now, and come to the conclusion that the person who knows where to put these highlights is me and you. You put them where you believe that there's going to be, you know, some that you want lighter colors, that you want the where the brightest parts are going to reflect off the armor. If your sun is the sunshine or the light source is coming from the upper left as you're holding the figure, then paint your light as if it were coming from up there and all the little parts that it would hit on its way down. So if I'm considering that it's coming down from the upper right here, so I'm going to paint, it's going to hit there, it's going to hit on his pack there, it's going to hit some on the arm there, this side of the leg and side of the foot, it's going to hit it, and that arm. Now, I could say that it's going to make it through, it's going to hit some of the other side there. I could reasonably leave this side darker. Yeah, so it's coming from up here, it's going to hit down a little bit on that shoulder there, a little bit on the top of that arm, on his head, on the back, there. But it's not going to hit under here as much. So I didn't paint under there. I'm going to leave that alone. I do believe that anything that's sticking out that's not in shadow, that it'll hit a little, a little light will catch off that. And you're gonna want you want it to stand out, because we're gonna tone it down. Remember? Let's get through some of this. Let you watch here. Just these extra highlights, so it'll just add a little more depth, something for the eye to focus on. Now, is this the right way to do it? Would this be the way the professionals would tell you to do it? I don't know. I'm not a professional, remember. So this is a channel where you and I get to learn how to do this together. So the good thing is just paint. If I don't like it, go back and read it. So indecision stops a lot of people from painting or not wanting to mess your model up. Don't let it stop you. Work out your painting muscle. You'll strengthen it and you'll get better. And may even create bad habits that work for you every time. So is that necessarily a bad habit? You're having fun while you're doing it, and in the end you got cool models, ones that you enjoy. You enjoy putting on your table, sitting on the shelf in the middle of a pandemic. We'll eventually get back. I'm kind of interested in playing on Tabletop Simulator. I have it. I don't exactly know how, but if anybody wants to give it a shot with me and learn how, or somebody who knows how, that don't mind working with someone who is a noob there, and send me a message, put it in the comments. I'll get back in touch with you and we'll set something up and try to, you know, get a game going or something. So, so yeah, I've got the highlight done. I'm pretty happy with it. There, and I think we've. Let's keep it to a short video. This time, I'll come back probably in the next video, maybe tomorrow, the next day, and I'll try to post one. We'll go back through and we'll go back. We'll batch some of the black there and see what we can get accomplished. These long videos, I've done some of them that are, you know, they're the other one's an hour long. That's you know, unless you're on a long commute to work, you know, or something that, you know, that you can just sit and listen to the audio, which I do a lot of times. Yeah, those long videos, I don't know. I don't know if it's the best way to go about it. You know, let me know what you think. If it's if that's something you would rather, just to be able to go to one video and see, you know, the figure painted from start to finish, and it be, you know, it'd be an hour and a half long, or something like that, then I can adjust and do that. Also, if you want to see, you know, if there's a particular technique that you're having problems with, you know, whether dry brushing or over brushing or, you know, blending, you know, let me know in the comments. Hey, you know, can you do something like this and show me what, you know, how this is supposed to work, or how some of the contrast paints work, if you still are interested in that. Then yeah, just let me know, and I'll break something aside, and we'll, whether I know how to do it or not, we'll learn how to do it together. So, but anyway, for this time, the Incursors from Prophecy of the Wolf, let's call them done for now, and check back probably, you know, hit the like button, the subscribe, notification bell, so that you can be notified whenever the next video drops there. You can take a look on Facebook, and I do have some of the finished models posted on Facebook, a little close up there. I'm trying to take some high quality pictures up close so you can see some of the details a little better. If you have any questions on what paints I use for what particular one, then I said just let me know. You know, send me a note there, and we'll chat about it. So, anyway, thanks for staying with me, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.